Well, it's been a year, and like I promised, here's part 2 of my episode on book adaptions.
Dude, come on, that was a joke. No one even watches that show.
Yes, because this is a wildly popular show.
Okay, fair point.
So what you're saying is, I don't have an episode for today.
Actually, no, that's...
In fact, I can take the whole month of May off, like summer vacation.
I definitely didn't say that.
I can just sit on the couch and watch cartoons all day.
I
am already on the couch.
You know what? The Rambo Christmas special was our most popular episode. Go ahead.
I'm also gonna drink all the fancy Pepsi.
Son of a...
There were some movies, terrible movies, movies so awful, no one would touch. Then came a Matthew, sad little Matthew. Matthew decided these movies to watch. For every good movie, there's at least 10 bad. Matthew couldn't drag himself through the crap to find the worst ones there are to be had.
Today's episode, Rambo, the animated series.
Bitch!
Hello everyone, I'm Matt, and I'm declaring the month of May the month of animation, where we talk about the pilot episodes of the craziest cartoons there ever were. Back in the 80s and 90s, basically anything could become an animated series. This led to some pretty classic TV shows and a lot of pointless drag. But if it made money, an animated show was inevitable. I mean really, what do we have like this now? Turbo? The Croods? Home? Did anyone even watch these movies? The heck, Netflix, you made BoJack Horseman, what is this shit? And what character is better for a children's show than Rambo? The literal poster child for action movies. I already talked about how ridiculous this idea is back in my Rambo Christmas video, but for some reason the acting in that one is especially bad, so don't watch it. Rambo: The Forces of Freedom ran for 65 episodes between April and December 1986, and was based on the films First Blood and Rambo: First Blood Part 2. The show starred Neil Ross as Rambo, who's perhaps most well known for his work on Voltron. Lots of 80s cartoon usual suspects are here, including Skeletor, Kyle's mom, the Shredder, Mr. Freeze, Optimus Prime, and HR Pufnstuf. The show followed Rambo and his never-mentioned-before-or-since friends fighting the forces of Savage, led by General Warhawk and also featuring Sergeant Havoc and Gripper. You think those are their real names, or did they just start calling each other that when they started this little group? And unlike most 80s cartoons, Savage actually stands for something. According to IMDb, it stands for Special Administrators of Vengeance, Anarchy, and Global Extortion, which I have several problems with. First off, this means they are a totally independent militia not funded by the Soviets, because anarchy is pretty much the opposite of what they had in Soviet Russia. In fact, were there an anarchist fashion in Eastern Europe during the Cold War, America probably would have funded them. Also, if they're anarchists, why is there one of them in charge? Let me guess. Because you didn't actually know what anarchy means and assumed it's synonymous with chaos. Second, I don't think vengeance is necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, it can be, but it's not like Rambo hasn't gone out for vengeance. And third, and this is definitely the biggest problem, you forgot the Oxford comma. Unless anarchy and global extortion are the types of vengeance you plan on administering. Psst, everyone at home. Use the goddamn Oxford comma. So let's just say they're named Savage after their favorite children's film director / playgirl model. Okay, that's it. Your gay joke bucket is officially a cool cat joke bucket. Pay up. You'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Rambo's there. Here it is, episode 1, First Strike. Yeah, 2 more strikes and you're out. And the series knows where to start. With a dog. Trust me, any series that prominently features a dog right at the beginning is well worth watching. Oh, how'd that get there? Then Savage breaks into this small South American village with their huge tanks. But an old woman goes to escape, and gee, I wonder if it's Cat, the master of disguise. Glad they spoiled that in the opening. Naturally, news of this gets back to the Pentagon, and there's only one man that can stop it. Rambo.
Rambo, your country needs you.
Well, gee, that was easy. Even the fucking joke of a movie First Blood Part 2 had more of a debate than that. And Turbo's even easier to win over.
What brings you here?
Trotman needs us.
Turbo, you can't leave now. You're in first place.
So a man Rambo presumably hasn't talked to in years is willing to just get up and leave the second Rambo says, Troughton needs us. This character is not given any backstory in this episode, and since he's not in any of the movies, this character has no backstory. What can I say? Writing's hard. So they fly into Tierra Libre, which is literally Spanish for free country. Subtle.
Colonel Troutman, we are a peaceful little country. We have no modern weapons or tanks. What can we stop them with?
Rambo.
You're goddamn right.
I want you to meet your guide on this mission. Cat's one of the best undercover people we've got.
A girl? There are no girls in First Blood. There's one in First Blood Part 2, but it's only for a forced romance that never gets mentioned again. And then the old 80s trope of reusing footage from the opening in every episode. Voltron did it, He-Man did it, and goddammit, Rambo's gonna do it. Then Rambo infiltrates their defenses with a bow and arrow. But only for ropes, though. Not to kill anyone. That would glorify violence to little kids. Now buy all the toys that come with guns. Look, I got protected from violent movies as a kid, and I still turned out as a violent psychopath. Also, let's talk about Rambo's plan. There's one way into free country South America, across a bridge, which Savage has taken over. Rambo's solution? Blow up the bridge. I figure the communists can't get in if no one can get in. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I mean the anarchists can't get in. Because anarchists sure hate freedom.
I'm going to carve my initials on you.
You're gonna have to do better than that, Gripper.
Haha, on guard. This is what guns are for.
But uh-oh, Havoc got him.
If it isn't my old friend Rambo.
You don't have any friends.
'Cause you're a bully, and bullies never have any friends. Then Warhawk ties Rambo up above a snake pit because he's a cartoon villain.
Nice knife, Rambo.
Wait, did he seriously miss me? That's some bad aim, dude. Of course, this means Rambo can escape because he has pinpoint precision and Savage can't aim for shit. Oh hey look, it's the thing he did in First Blood, but dumber. Anyways, he incapacitates everyone in Savage. Why did he need Cat and Turbo again? To sell toys to girls and black kids? Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it's time for me to handle the Rambo situation permanently.
Taking over something permanently is not threatening. Getting rid of Rambo permanently would be, but taking over getting rid of Rambo, not so much. Anyway, he calls in like 5 tanks to kill Rambo, which is honestly pretty cool.
I don't think Rambo will bother us anymore.
Thanks for the lift, fellas.
Then Rambo great escapes his way out. What a topical reference.
That is some mobile bridge they have there.
I thought things were going a little too easy.
Yeah, almost like blowing up the only bridge into a country was not a well thought out plan.
Well, we can't sneak up on them in the daylight.
You mean like Rambo already did this entire episode? Then Turbo builds a vehicle, pick it up at your local Toys R Us, and Rambo just fucking drives off and leaves them. It's kind of hilarious how pointless Turbo and Cat are. It's like the network said they had to add them, and the writers were like, okay, but they ain't doing shit. Look, the car even has an automatic driver. It's like Turbo knew Rambo didn't want him coming along. We're okay! So Rambo destroys all their tanks and Savage leaves Tierra Libre. But at least they repaired the bridge. Damn it, Rambo!
The general will be back. Evil never rests, so we gotta be prepared.
Oh, I guess this was a cliffhanger. Like the Stallone movie. I'm sorry. And that was episode 1 of Cold War Paranoia, the animated series. Like I said last time, it's a poor man's G.I. Joe, but it is kind of funny in just how dated it is. Every 80s cartoon trope is here, and the show gets even weirder if you're familiar with the source material. One last fun fact before we go. Rambo the Animated Series was actually the first animated series ever based on an R-rated movie. It sure as hell wasn't the last. So join us next week when we see what the other side looks like.
I figure we got about 6 hours before the general can roll his tanks into Tierra Libre, and I'll be waiting for him.
You know, now that I think about it, I guess it's not really Matt's Fun Time Bad movie show if I'm talking about a cartoon. It's like the studio said, "Hey, Ed, do you mind? Do you mind at all?" Some dogs.